Have you ever wondered what back in the day looked like? Imagine the chaos. What type of person could hack a head off and return in the same day to wash up for supper with their old mum? Now, Hollywood always over-sensationalizes everything. The hype is all well and good, but I've come to realize that it was less like a blood-drenched killing spree and more like a Saturday afternoon football game. Most of the time, it was a fairly even battle. Weapons, techniques, tactics, armaments were all very similar. You didn't necessarily have to die to lose. Many battles were decided by fatigue. Believe it or not, there was quite a bit of mercy on the battlefield. Most leaders simply wanted to take the land or fortifications, not hack every person into pieces. In fact, an enemy soldier was more valuable alive as an indentured servant or slave than dead. Now, to be certain, there were a few extreme routes. Hay saw a very well-equipped and educated Roman force of 50,000 strong get encircled by a much lesser Parthian force. The squeeze of the noose sparked frenzy like fish in a net. In total, well over 50% were literally massacred. No matter what you're into, this type of bar brawling seems fun, especially since no one really dies. On a real medieval battlefield, you would see quite a horrific sight. There would be many lacerations. Armaments were never as strong as you wanted them to be, and getting run over by the mass of people was very common. I would say the worst way to go would be basically getting trampled and suffocated by the dust and people in close proximity. And it wasn't always true that the bigger man won. A lot of times speed, guile, and endurance played critical roles. Of course, you want to be a good soldier, you want to have good leaders, good equipment, you want to be on the right terrain. The best part is that the common soldier did have a say in what they could and wanted to do. If they felt outmatched, outnumbered, they would basically mutiny, and the leader would be without an army. So they did have to listen to their people quite often. Now, I've been wrong on some things before, but I believe it was Caligula who was trying to cross the English Channel with his soldiers, and most of the soldiers had never been across seas before, so they basically said, "We're not going." I believe Caligula had them pick up shells and put them in their helmet for the next 3 days. There was a certain number of shells, then they had to clean the shells, and then it was basically humiliation. So once the soldiers decided that it was a smart idea to stop being humiliated, they got on the ships and went over to jolly old England. What I find amazing is that modern warfare still relies on antiquity for basic tactics. But since World War I and the horrible losses in trench warfare, man-on-man fighting shifted more towards technology, which could soften defenses and allow guile and acumen to infiltrate lines. But look at this stuff. You're having fun no matter what.
Shall die. Behold the cave of Carbano.
Right. Keep me covered. What with? Just keep me covered.
There he is.
Where?
There.
What, behind the rabbit?
It is the rabbit. You silly sod!
What? You got us all worked up.
Oh, that's no ordinary rabbit. That's the most foul, cruel, and bad-tempered rodent you ever set eyes on.
I saw my armor, I was so scared.
Look, that rabbit's got a vicious streak a mile wide. It's a killer.
Get
He'll do you a treat, mate.
Oh, yeah? Manky Scots git.
I'm warning you.
What's he do? Nibble your bum?
He's got huge, sharp... He can leap about. Look at the bones.
Go on, boys. Chop his head off.
Right, silly little bleeder. One rabbit, two coming right up.
Right. Keep it